If you don't want to be stuck eating bad food in Disney World's Magic Kingdom, we've got you. Hey everybody, it's Chris for AllEars TV and AllEars.net. Today we're talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to dining. That's right, we're debating the best and the worst restaurants in Magic Kingdom. And we got this info straight from you. We've got 2 restaurants rated either the best or the worst, but we're not going to tell you which is which until the end. Our first contender is Liberty Tree Tavern. Liberty Tree Tavern is located in Liberty Square in Magic Kingdom, and it fits right in with an 18th century house design. Inside the restaurant, there are different rooms with themes inspired by figures from the time period of the United States Revolutionary War, with figures such as Benjamin Franklin, Betsy Ross, George Washington, and Thomas Jefferson featured. Food is served family style for lunch and dinner, and you can expect to enjoy Thanksgiving-type dishes.
Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, celebrations-wise, not historically. One time I had a whole meltdown on Thanksgiving because the kids' table was in a different room, and I was like, the whole point of Thanksgiving is being together. I wasn't wrong. So I love Thanksgiving, and I like that Liberty Tree Tavern is like, it is Thanksgiving year-round, baby. Come get your turkey, your gravy, and it's all very, like, good. Also, it's all you care to enjoy, aka all you can eat, but said a little politer. And I'm a fan.
Liberty Tree Tavern is good. I often find myself singing some of the songs from Hamilton when I'm there because there's like a room themed after George Washington. So I'm like, here comes the general. Ladies and gentlemen. I know that's not the point, but it does happen to me. Liberty Tree Tavern is fine, in my opinion. I'm not a huge fan of Thanksgiving like food. I don't love stuffing. I don't love turkey. So for me, like I don't like cranberry really. So the food to me is not necessarily my preference. It's also really heavy, and it's too much sometimes when you're at a Disney World hot summer day. But I do like the decor in there, and I always have good service, and it is all you care to enjoy, and it usually tends to be a general crowd pleaser. It will satisfy a wide variety of palates. And hey, if you're an international guest, you've always wanted to know what we eat on Thanksgiving, you could find out at Liberty Tree Tavern.
You know there are wild turkeys in Disney World, like walking around, not like in the parks. At least I've never seen any in the parks. But if you're driving down the Disney World roads and you see a big bird, like a really big bird, it's either A, a vulture, welcome to Florida, or B, a turkey, welcome to Florida.
Next up, Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace is located on Main Street, USA, and it resembles England's Crystal Palace or a Victorian greenhouse from the late 1800s. This restaurant has lots of big windows with beautiful views of Cinderella Castle and Main Street, and here you can get a buffet meal for lunch and dinner. And the good news is that on September 20th, some friends from the 100 Acre Wood will be rejoining the celebratory feasting for lunch and dinner at the Crystal Palace, a buffet with characters featuring Winnie the Pooh and friends.
Crystal Palace is a little bit of a sore subject for me right now because I really loved the family style menu they offered upon reopening after COVID. They had this really delicious fried cauliflower for us plant-based eaters. Now they're back to the buffet, and while I haven't gone myself, I did read the AllEars.net review of the reopened buffet, and I had a difficult time finding plant-based options on that menu. Even the broccoli's cheesy. And I love this for my friends who do enjoy some dairy, meat, seafood. There's tons of it on the menu, but I've got to go myself and check it out and do the work for us all. Take one for the team, probably eat a plate of green beans, who knows, and figure out what, if anything, is vegan on that menu. And I'm gonna do it. You can count on me.
The weird thing about Crystal Palace is that it kind of feels like they had a bunch of ideas for things they wanted to include in Magic Kingdom, but they weren't sure how to incorporate it. So they kind of just took them all and put them into one place, because you have this gorgeous setting. It's kind of that Victorian style, very beautiful. Then you add in Southern home style cooking. And then on top of that, you're adding the 100 Acre Wood Winnie the Pooh characters. I'm not really sure how it all goes together, but I still would recommend going.
Liberty Tree Tavern costs $39 per adult and $21 per child for lunch or dinner, and you can feast on roasted turkey, pot roast, and oven-roasted pork served with mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, seasonal veggies, and herb stuffing served family style. Finish your meal with the delicious ooey gooey toffee cake, and note that there are also plant-based and allergy-friendly options available. Reviewer, I believe Quincy can win one day, said, "We cannot do Disney without making a reservation at Liberty Tree Tavern. The pot roast and stuffing are to die for, and don't get me started on the ooey gooey toffee cake. It's what dreams are made of. It's one of the more affordable family-style meals on Disney property and absolutely worth paying a visit to."
I love Liberty Tree Tavern. It's a tradition for my family. It's my Uncle Graham's favorite restaurant to eat in Walt Disney World, and they have a really delicious plant-based menu. I love the Impossible Meatloaf. It's really good. It comes with this delicious mushroom gravy. I can't recommend it enough. I even love eating the menu from Liberty Tree inside Diamond Horseshoe next door. You get a completely different vibe. You get that saloon vibe, and they have a player piano, and it's all really cool. Same menu, either place. I think you can't go wrong at either one of them. Definitely check out Liberty Tree Definitely check out Liberty Tree Tavern.
At Crystal Palace, you can choose from the buffet, which includes items like roasted carved meats, pastas, salads, country fried chicken, cobbler, pudding, strawberry shortcake, and more. It costs $39 per adult and $23 per child for lunch or dinner. And although this restaurant once served breakfast, it isn't an option right now, nor do characters appear at this time. Reviewer Tigger Guy 90 said, "We visited in January for the first time. The service was outstanding. The food was good, but nothing special. We did, however, love the brisket and the apple cobbler. We found it a little overpriced for what they offered. We would go back, but just so I could meet Tigger."
So right now, the restaurant is doing a buffet style, and out of the items they have, I completely have to recommend the country fried chicken. I'm from the South, so I consider myself kind of a connoisseur of fried chicken, and I can give the Crystal Palace fried chicken 2 thumbs up. It is seasoned amazingly, and the chicken is very tender and very juicy, and just like, it's so good.
I wouldn't consider the food some of the best food in Disney World. Like, it's nice because it's a buffet, and, you know, I think it'll be great when the characters come back and I can talk to Winnie the Pooh while I'm eating pot roast, because that is a good restaurant concept.
Here's the thing, I don't love a buffet. I much prefer plated food or family style. So for me, nothing really is a standout right now on the menu, and I don't foresee myself going back to Crystal Palace until the characters return.
Hey, after the video, be sure to head over to All Ears socials on Facebook and Instagram for more Disney World throwdowns, and AllEars.net to leave your reviews for everything Disney parks related. Restaurants, hotels, rides, more, pretty much anything you've experienced on your Disney or Universal vacation. In terms of the price and the food at Liberty Tree Tavern, it's not one of the most expensive Disney World restaurants, and it might not be super difficult to snag a reservation either. Still, on a hot Florida day, eating a huge Thanksgiving meal isn't exactly the most ideal. Reviewer Minnie Moo said, "Delicious food with unlimited serving sizes, friendly waitstaff, quick serving, a quaint atmosphere. Everything was perfect, and it provided such a nice rest in the middle of the day."
One thing I'll say about Liberty Tree Tavern is you're being served a very heavy meal. You're either getting a Thanksgiving turkey dinner if you're getting the regular menu, and then on the plant-based menu, we're talking about, you know, a fake meat meatloaf with gravy and mashed potatoes, and it's not light. So if you are looking for something on the lighter side on a very hot day in the park, this might be the thing you want to skip. If you are looking for something at night when it cools off a bit and to really tide you over until morning because you have walked 10 miles today, then Liberty Tree Tavern is probably the perfect restaurant for you. I love it, so I'm having a hard time finding something negative to say, but that's maybe my one criticism.
It's not the park that I like to choose a table service, and oftentimes if I am going to choose a table service, it's to take a break from the park, and I'll pick a table service restaurant at one of the monorail resorts. But that said, If I'm gonna pick a table service in Magic Kingdom, it's gonna be either Skipper Canteen or Liberty Tree Tavern. So I'm with you, folks.
Meanwhile, Crystal Palace is not really for people who hate buffets, but it can be good for picky eaters. The price is pretty much the same as Liberty Tree Tavern, and a buffet allows a group with diverse tastes the option to customize their meal and eat as much as they want. Reviewer School Bob said, typical buffet fare with a pricey bill. Every item is good, but nothing special to warrant the cost. I much prefer a menu or family service. There is a carving station, but the only option was rare cuts. The chili, Walt's favorite, was good. Desserts were okay. Suggest Harbor House. The food is better and reasonable.
I always recommend character dining because it's lovely to sit down in the air conditioning and have the characters come to you. So for me, it's still a pretty restaurant. You're right there on Main Street, so you get a nice view. But for me, we need the characters back.
Let's get into the pros and cons for each restaurant. Liberty Tree Tavern pros. You can get a filling and tasty meal that's not super expensive, and it can generally be easy to get a reservation. The cons, you're going to get a heavy meal, which isn't ideal for a hot summer. Family-style dining might not be your favorite, and it's not really Disney-themed. Crystal Palace pros. Crystal Palace has a great location with incredible views of Main Street, USA, and Cinderella Castle, and an all-you-can-eat buffet that can fulfill a variety of diners. The cons? No character dining right now, which means no Tigger. As many of our readers have said, the food is okay, but you're paying a premium for basic buffet dishes.
I'm going to have to say that Be Our Guest is my best because it's just quintessential Disney. It is such a beautiful restaurant, and I think it really holds up to the hype. When it comes to the worst restaurant, my pick is going to have to be Tony's. I'm sorry for anyone out there who is a fan of Tony's, but I just feel like if I'm going to Disney, I'm going to try something different, or I'm going to go somewhere that has a certain atmosphere. And when it comes to Tony's, it's just kind of nothing special about it.
Oh, you know, like
Either Skipper Canteen or the Plaza. I don't think that Magic Kingdom has the best food. In fact, I think Magic Kingdom has the worst food of any of the 4 theme parks. But those two tend to be a little bit more slept on. They both have really good themes and really good food at a much better price point. The worst is for sure Tony's Town Square. I feel like it's a crime against Italian food.
I'm so sad.
I actually picked Liberty Tree Tavern as my best restaurant in Magic Kingdom. My worst restaurant in Magic Kingdom is going to be Tony's Town Square. You can get better Italian food at the... What's it called? Olive Garden! Okay. The idea of going to Tony's and getting like dry pasta with just like a scoop of fake meat is not gonna happen. I'm sorry friends, I'm not spending the money on that. I'm gonna spend a little more money and go to someplace like California Grill and get my socks knocked off by some delicious plant-based food.
I'ma knock your socks off.
I think the best table service restaurant in Magic Kingdom is going to be Skipper Canteen. It's got a very adventurous menu. It's got amazing food. My loser is going to be Tony's Town Square.
Nobody like a Tony.
Some people love Tony's. They like rave about Tony's. They love it. They say it's a must-do on every trip. And I am happy for you. And I will not make reservations there when I'm there for fun so that you can have a reservation. And then you cannot go to Skipper Canteen so I can get a reservation. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. We're just trading experiences.
All right, the time has come to reveal the best and the worst with a rating of 8.41 compared to 6.97. Liberty Tree Tavern was rated the best restaurant in Magic Kingdom, with Crystal Palace coming in as the worst. Of course, keep in mind that what's good for one person might not be good for you, but that's why AllEars is the go-to website of Disney vacation planners for research and reviews to help you make the best decision for you. And how would you vote? Let us know in the comments. This is Chris for AllEars.net. See you next time.